Since his loss in 2020, Donald Trump has planted seeds of doubt across America about election integrity.
We had a rigged election. Think of it. Think of what a rigged election means.
And then we had the rigged election, okay?
Those claims of fraud were rooted in conspiracy theories, but never proven by legal tests or investigations.
Stop the steal!
But for the truest of Trump's believers, it's left the distrust in the electoral process and risks undermining the 2026 midterms long before the first ballot is cast.
And many of the things that we maybe have taken for granted as standard protocol are being flipped on their head, or attempts are being made to try and influence or weigh in on how elections are conducted by people who really are not legally outlined as having that authority.
Elections are designated as critical infrastructure by U.S. Homeland Security, but advocacy groups argue outdated equipment and public scrutiny have placed historic strains on American election systems.
You need free and fair elections.
But fair for Donald Trump seems to be tied to outcomes deemed favorable, and he sought to make it easier to pre-challenge results. Take mail-in ballots, for instance, where allegations without proof claim it makes it easy to cheat.
And if you want to deny that, I'm happy to provide you all of the evidence for it. I'd be glad.
No evidence was provided, and Trump himself votes by mail. Then there's electronic voting machines, which Trump argues can be manipulated.
If I win, it was a fair election. If you win, it was fraud.
Presidents aren't supposed to play a role in how elections are conducted. It's up to the states, who now navigate volatile environments and threats from some Americans taking a new interest in election security.
They're showing interest with a motivation to try and sow chaos, to create an environment of uncertainty.
There are also concerns the White House could expand its use of force, a potential intimidation factor, or even step in to try and seize voting machines.
You can see what he'll say. We've had credible reports of fraud, and we must have the not just the police, but also the armed forces there to defend the integrity of the ballot.
All possibilities, not guarantees, but works to erode confidence in elections and trust in America's centuries-long experiment with democracy. Reggie Cecchini, Global News, Washington.